The iPhone 18 Pro Max might be the phone that makes your current smartphone feel instantly outdated. And no, I'm not talking about one small camera upgrade or a slightly faster chip. I'm talking about the kind of jump that changes what people expect from a phone completely. The kind of upgrade that makes people watch the launch event and say, okay, now this is different. Because if the leaks and rumors are even half true, Apple is preparing something much bigger than a normal yearly refresh. The first thing everyone wants to know is simple. Will it actually look different? And this time, the answer might finally be yes. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is rumored to push Apple even closer to a true full-screen design. Thinner bezels, a cleaner front, and a more seamless display experience that makes everything look more premium the second you turn on. And if Apple manages to hide more of the front sensors under the display, that alone could make this feel like the most futuristic iPhone ever made. But the real story may not be the design. It may be what the design allows Apple to do next. Because a bigger, cleaner, more immersive display changes everything. Watching content feels better. Gaming feels more intense. Browsing feels smoother. And on a Pro Max model, that matters more than ever because this is the iPhone people buy when they want the biggest and best Apple can make. Now let's talk about the camera, because this is where Apple knows people pay the most attention. Every year, Apple improves the camera. But the iPhone 18 Pro Max could be the moment Apple stops improving and starts dominating again. There are strong rumors about a major sensor upgrade, better low-light performance, smarter image processing, and zoom capabilities that could go way beyond what most people expect from an iPhone. And if Apple introduces a more advanced periscope lens system, that means clearer long-range shots, stronger portrait photography, and a camera setup that feels much closer to a professional tool than a smartphone camera. But here's what really keeps people hooked. Apple usually doesn't win just because of hardware. Apple wins because of the final result. You don't need to know the specs to notice when a photo looks incredible. You don't need to understand image processing to see when skin tones look natural, the lighting feels balanced, and the video looks cinematic without any effort. That's why so many creators still trust iPhone cameras. They're consistent, they're simple, and they just work. Now imagine that experience pushed even further. Sharper night shots, better video stabilization, more detailed zoom, smarter AI enhancement without making photos look fake. That's the kind of upgrade that gets people interested fast. And speaking of performance, this is where Apple usually makes its biggest silent leap. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to come with a new chip that won't just be faster on paper. It'll be the kind of chip that makes the entire phone feel instant. Apps open faster. Gaming feels smoother. Video editing becomes easier. Multitasking feels effortless. And the phone stays powerful for years, not months. That's one of the biggest reasons people stay with Apple longer. iPhones age better than most phones in the market. So when Apple puts a serious chip into a Pro Max model, people know they're not just buying a phone for today. They're buying something that still feels premium years later. But raw power alone isn't enough anymore. Now, people want battery life too. And this might be one of the most important areas for the iPhone 18 Pro Max. Because no matter how beautiful a phone looks or how powerful it is, if the battery disappoints, people remember that more than anything else. The good news is Apple keeps getting better at balancing power and efficiency. So if the iPhone 18 Pro Max gets a bigger battery, smarter thermal control, and a more efficient chip, this could easily become the kind of phone that people trust all day without constantly checking the battery percentage. And honestly, that kind of confidence changes how people use their phones. You stop carrying chargers everywhere. You stop worrying about using the camera too much. You stop lowering brightness and closing apps all day long. A great battery doesn't just improve the phone. It improves your entire experience with it. Now here's where things get even more interesting. i.e., whether people love it or hate it, AI is becoming a huge part of the smartphone future. And Apple knows it cannot afford to fall behind here. So the iPhone 18 Pro Max could be one of the first iPhones to feel deeply built around smarter on-device intelligence. That could mean a much more useful Siri, better photo editing, smarter writing tools, more personal recommendations, and features that save time without feeling complicated. And if Apple does it the right way, it won't feel like random AI gimmicks. It'll feel natural, private, and actually helpful. That's where Apple usually has the advantage. It doesn't always launch first, but when it gets things right, it makes them feel easier for normal people to use. And that's exactly why the iPhone 18 Pro Max matters so much. Because this phone may not just be about better hardware. It may be Apple's attempt to redefine what a premium smartphone experience feels like in the AI era. Better design, better cameras, better battery, better performance, smarter software. If Apple delivers on even most of that, this won't just be another iPhone. It'll be the one people wait for. The one people compare every other phone to. The one that makes upgrades feel exciting again. And maybe that's the biggest reason the iPhone 18 Pro Max has so much attention already. People are tired of boring smartphone launches. They want something that feels new, something that feels premium, something that feels worth the hype. And if Apple plays this right, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could be exactly that. So the real question is not whether the iPhone 18 Pro Max will be powerful. It almost definitely will be. The real question is whether Apple can make it feel unforgettable. Because if it can, this might be one of the most wanted smartphones Apple has released in years.